Hello, Chris Green here with the Flood Insurance Guru. Today we're talking about building codes, compliance, and commercial buildings. But before we get started today, remember, if you've got questions about flood insurance, flood education, or even mitigating your property long term to help you minimize flood losses and flood premiums, then make sure to click below to visit our website, floodinsuranceguru.com, where we do these daily flood education videos. You can also find resources on elevation certificates there. So let's talk about today's topic. What we're talking about is building codes. Not every building like this is up to code. There are many buildings that are older buildings that were built in the 20s, the 30s that may not be up to code. So what happens when one of these properties floods? Is your flood insurance going to bring it back up to code? Maybe, maybe not. So that's what we want to talk about today when it comes to what's called increased cost of compliance. Now, this is something that is on the National Flood Insurance Program policy. This is also something that's on many private flood insurance policies. So increased cost of compliance is the portion of a flood policy that can bring your building back up to code. The problem is generally there's only up to about $30,000 in there to do this. And it's not available if you've already maxed out your policy. So let's just say you have a commercial building. You have $500,000 and you have already maxed out that $500,000 in damage. Increased cost of compliance generally then is already going to be maxed out. It only falls within that $500,000 when it comes to the National Flood Insurance Program. Now, a private policy might be a little different. It depends how it's worded, if it mirrors the National Flood Insurance Program, if they go off different limits. But generally, once you max the coverages out, increased cost of compliance is no longer going to be available. So it's really important to understand this. So yes, it could help bring your building back up to code, but it may not fully do it because of the amount that's there. $30,000 may not go very far, especially if you've already maxed out that claim. But if you haven't maxed out that claim, it could very well be available up to $30,000 for you to bring the building back up to code. So that's what we wanted to talk about today, was commercial buildings, increased cost of compliance, and building codes. So remember, if you've got questions about flood education, flood insurance, and flood zone changes, click below to visit our website, floodinsuranceguru.com. You can also go to our YouTube channel where we do these daily flood education videos. Remember, we have an educational background in flood mitigation, which means we can help you understand flood risks like this right here. Your flood insurance and mitigating your property long term to help you minimize flood losses and flood premiums. Thank you.